December 24th, 2014. Shortly after the release of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, a tournament was held for the game in Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. Players fell one by one to a Fox player going by the handle Waveshine. Waveshine tore through the bracket until he was finally eliminated at third place by the player who would go on to win the whole tournament. Waveshine's story may not sound all that special. A third place placing in a local Smash Bros. Tournament? What is the big deal? Well, what makes Waveshine's story special is that Waveshine is not a pro Smash Bros. Player, but rather a level 50 Fox amiibo. That's right, a toy placed third in a Smash Bros. Tournament. To be fair, amiibo are so much more than officially licensed Nintendo figurines. In Super Smash Bros. Particularly, amiibo are trainable AIs that learn from and adapt to their opponents' playstyles. Though still limited and somewhat simplistic, amiibo do indeed possess what one would call artificial intelligence. Amiibo are not the only bots to play against humans in a competitive setting, and they certainly weren't the first. The concept of man versus machine is almost as old as civilization itself. It wasn't until the 1950s that truly autonomous computer programs began playing games like chess. In 1967, a chess program named MatHack 4 became the first program to play against human players in a chess tournament. In 1997, the IBM program known as Deep Blue became the first AI to be the world chess champion. In video games, players have been playing AIs pretty much since the medium has existed. Players play against a form of artificial intelligence every time they are not playing against another human. However, many built-in video game AIs are often simplistic and have limited learning capability. In competitive multiplayer games, in-game AI opponents, often referred to as CPUs or bots, are usually always seen as inferior to even the most novice of players. This is changing. Today, it is much more common to see AIs play against human players in competitive settings. It is not just amiibo either. Players of online multiplayer games often encounter third-party bots online that are used to farm points, items, in-game currency, etc. In Street Fighter V, players may face bots in ranked online play. The creation of video game playing AIs is also a popular academic project undertaken by computer engineering students. Examples include the StarCraft playing Berkeley Overmind, which managed to take down a former world champion, and the Unreal Tournament playing bots, UT2 and MirrorBot, which were programmed to play the game in a fashion that resembled humans, rather than outright defeat them. Blizzard Entertainment also recently announced a collaboration with Google's DeepMind to create a new API for StarCraft 2 designed to further AI research by collecting data from matches played between humans to help contribute to AI learning. The increase in the number, availability, and usability of digital technologies and programming tools has certainly contributed to the rise of game-playing AIs. Amiibo, in particular, had the potential to greatly change the landscape of this human-AI interaction in video games. The obvious characteristic that set Amiibo apart from other AIs is that they are mass-market products available to anyone with the money to buy them, making their AI quite accessible. Amiibo are also quite unique in how they function. When used with Smash Bros., Amiibo appear to be true learning AIs. Amiibo start at a base level of 1, in which it displays little ability to play the game. The more it plays, whether it is against humans, the in-game AI, or other Amiibo, the more the Amiibo learns and increases in level, all the way up to level 50. Amiibo will continue to learn after they reach level 50, though it is unclear how this learning actually occurs. To be clear, Amiibo themselves are not AIs. The Amiibo AI are actually a form of the in-game AI that have been adapted with the ability to learn. The Amiibo's NFC chip simply stores the instructions for this AI. This also means Amiibo share the same enhancements that level 9 in-game bots have, including speed and power enhancements. Unfortunately, this means amiibo have an inherent advantage over human players, which complicates the competitive interactions between them. Still, amiibos introduce new and interesting ideas for the future of game-playing AIs. If other video game developers emulate amiibo, we might see a future where AIs do most of the game playing and humans simply train them. There are still many obstacles that face human and AI competition, especially when it comes to competing in tournaments. AIs competing in game tournaments with humans is still a very rare occurrence. More common are tournaments pitting AIs against each other, like the yearly student StarCraft AI tournament. Even with chess's storied history of pitting humans against machines, AIs now compete mostly among themselves in the World Computer Chess Championship. So, why don't AIs compete against humans at game tournaments? The obvious answer is that tournaments are only meant to test the skills of humans. Another large obstacle, however, is that competition between AIs and humans is often seen as unfair. There is a common belief that humans will either always defeat or always lose to their AI opponents. We can historically observe this interaction in computer chess. Computers have always lost to Grandmaster chess players prior to 1997. After 1997, when Deep Blue defeated the world chess champion Garry Kasparov, AI simply started dominating their flesh and blood brethren. This phenomenon seems to occur because of how game-playing AIs are typically designed. Type A or brute force programs make use of quick, complex calculations to decide what is the best possible action to take in any given situation. Type B or learning programs learn strategies, recognize patterns, and make decisions much like humans do. Type A programs often appear to be perfect in certain aspects of the game, such as having extremely fast reaction times, perfect accuracy, or ideal responses to every situation. Type B programs learn strategy and tactics without relying on predetermined algorithms, but they often share the same faults as human players. Because of the difficulty associated with developing what is often called true artificial intelligence, that is, AI that can actually learn, Type B programs are not very common, and Type A programs dominate the game-playing arena. With all of these challenging variables involved, it can be difficult to see a scenario where AIs competing against humans in tournaments is an accepted part of competitive gaming in the near future. However, this topic is still worth discussing because of the potential for AIs to displace competition among humans. It is no secret that modern society is becoming increasingly automated. More and more tasks that humans once performed are being relegated to machines and bots. Playing a game may seem like an activity that is safe from this automated takeover because it is an activity that is fundamentally human, something we do to have fun. However, playing games wouldn't be the first activity to make this claim. Writing and the use of language have also been traditionally viewed as an exclusively human activity. Many ancient scholars have even claimed that writing was what separated us from other living and non-living things. Yet, writing is slowly becoming the domain of bots as well. Today, it is not so uncommon to read simple, short, but coherent texts written by Wikipedia or Twitter bots. How is it that bots are able to write? Something that has traditionally been seen as innately human and that has been described as being difficult as learning to type, play chess, and play a musical instrument all at once. According to rhetoric scholar James Brown, the reason is that writing and language have inherently mechanical components. Writing follows a set of rules and is structured in particular ways, qualities that are very machinic. In fact, Brown was able to program a Twitter bot that repeatedly writes the same sentence differently using Erasmus's basic writing guidelines. You know what else works within a set of rules and structures? Games. Rules and structures are what allow AIs to play games like chess so well. Computers excel at following rules and operating within structures. One could argue that this strength is also a limitation for computers, as it may prevent them from playing more complex and open-ended games at the same level as a human. DeepMind would disagree, as their AI AlphaGo recently defeated Korean champion Lee Sedol in a 5-set game of Go, one of the most notoriously complex and abstract games ever designed. We have already established that bots can play games and play them well. The real question is whether AIs will take over this activity, much like they are doing with writing. If the automation of competitive gaming is an inevitability, much like it is proving to be in other industries, then there are only two responses. 1. Competitive play becomes the domain of the AIs, and the humans' role in this activity would be the development and training of these AIs. Humans would be the coaches, and AIs would be the players. Taking this route may lead to a scenario similar to what is imagined in the film Real Steel, except the AIs would be fully autonomous. 2. Humans and AIs compete against each other in tournaments. AIs are just players like any other, and humans would have to adapt to their new opponents. If the automated nature of competitive games is an inevitability, then why not at least let humans challenge the AIs in the process? The fiercest of human competitors will likely accept this challenge, as they are willing to push their skills to the absolute limit and take on all challengers, even if those challengers are made of ones and zeros rather than flesh and blood. AI versus human competition could become the normal situation in competitive video games. Rules may have to change, and new strategies will surely need to be developed. But this is a natural process that many games undergo over time anyway. Regardless of all the issues and complications surrounding competition between humans and AIs in game tournaments, it is a topic that will need to be addressed eventually, possibly sooner than we think. Scientists who want to push the boundaries of artificial intelligence will inevitably put AI to the test against the most complex thinking machines on Earth, human beings. And these humans will likely rise to the challenge out of competitive spirit, pride, or fear. The battle between man and machine is far from over.